Each of us was created in the image of love. Wherever we come from, wherever we're going, whoever we are, whomever we love, we proclaim with love on our side. Our bodies are sacred. Our minds are blessed. Our spirits are beloved. May we be open to receive more love, always more love.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
I wonder, does anyone gathered here practice prayer? Do any of you pray? Yeah? Some maybe? What kinds of things do you pray for? Peace? Gratitude? Understanding? Does anybody find it kind of difficult? Maybe you don't know what to say. Maybe you don't know who you're talking to, who you're praying to. Maybe your mind wanders, or your body kind of complains. Maybe you don't know if it matters if you pray, right? Well, one woman felt a lot of the things that you also might have felt before when almost a dozen of her friends and family members received scary cancer diagnoses. That's a lot. She said, I prayed for them, but my verbal prayers seemed puny and repetitive. Please, God, let Sue live to see her children graduate from high school. Heal your servant, Chuck. Release Peter from his terrible pain. I fumbled for adequate words and struggled to focus, she said. But one day, I carried a basket of colored markers and pencils to my back porch. I love to doodle as a playful, creative way to relax. Do any of you like to doodle or draw or just sketch to relax? Yeah? Good. Does it feel relaxing to you? Kind of a centering exercise? Let's listen to what happened. On a piece of paper, I drew an abstract shape with a black pen. The pen took me for a stroll around the shape. Dots, lines, arcs, and color noodled in and around it. Without any conscious thought, I wrote the name Sue in the doodle. Sue is her sister-in-law who has stage 4 lung cancer. She said, I continued to doodle and add and color, keeping my eyes and attention on Sue's name. When the doodle felt complete, I realized I had prayed for Sue. God, Sue, and I were in the room together. My worry disappeared. The doodle was my visual prayer. Each stroke, each swath of color was a way to release Sue into God's care as she understood it. No elegant words or artistic skill were necessary. I prayed for other people the same way, she said. The page, covered with designs and names, was a visual prayer list, a reminder to pray for my friends and family members, with or without words, every time I looked at it. This was the beginning of praying in color. Now, our own Elizabeth Garon is the one who introduced me to praying in color, and I really like it. I wonder if you might too. She even recorded some video of her and her daughter for us to watch so we can better understand what praying in color is all about. Let's take a look. You think you might try it? Maybe sometime it'll just creep into your mind as another option for sending good thoughts and good vibes to people that you love. You have a question? No? Okay. I want to close our Time for All Ages today by sharing a poem called Meditation by Brenda Wall Ryan. You don't need to believe in God to pray. You don't need faith in a creed or a blue-robed virgin to intercede or a saint as an intermediary to plead your case. Anyone can light a candle in gloom, sit in a quiet place and contemplate the flame. A flicker strives for height, blackens the wick. Wax heats and drools. Smoke curls upward. You don't need words. Send your longing out into the world and wait for the emptiness inside to be filled. All you need to do is breathe. That too is prayer. And the people said, Amen.
I want you to know that you are loved beyond your wildest imaginings by the Spirit of creation. Every bit of you is holy, even the embarrassing parts, even the thoughts you wouldn't tell your best friend. God is in your every cell, calling you to live a loving, joyful, boisterous life. To go easier on yourself, to accept that you are a blessing, to spread the word that there is no original sin, that we are all glorious gifts to a world that desperately needs us. I want you to know that you are a strand in the web of all existence, one dewdrop spangled thread reflecting the early morning sun, connected to every other living creature, frogs, mushrooms, great blue whales, and you. You are never alone. You were born into a huge family of life. Sit in the grass and know that it is your sibling. Watch the crows circle and think of them as gossiping cousins. This is your world, and you are worthy.
World Mental Health Day is October 10th. It's Thursday of this coming week. And it's an international day for global mental health education, awareness, and advocacy against stigma, social stigma. It was first celebrated in 1992 at the initiative of the World Federation for Mental Health, a global mental health organization with members and contacts in more than 150 countries. This day, each October, thousands of supporters come to celebrate this annual awareness program to bring attention to mental illness and its major effects on people's lives worldwide. In addition, this day provides an opportunity for mental health professionals as well as community organizations like UUCY to discuss and shed light on their work, making mental health a priority worldwide. Mental health and mental illness are not modern. Mental health is an age-old human condition we all have to navigate. Depression was initially called melancholia. The earliest accounts of melancholia appeared in ancient Mesopotamian texts in the 2nd millennium of BC Babylon. At this time, all mental illnesses were attributed to demonic possession and were attended to by priests. In contrast, a separate class of physicians treated physical injuries, but not conditions like depression. The first historical understanding of depression was that depression was a spiritual illness rather than a physical one. You may have read or heard in the book of Psalms from the Christian Bible, "Why, my soul, are you so downcast? Why so disturbed within me?" Age-old questions. Why do I feel like this? Well, it was not until 1622 when Robert Burton published The Anatomy of Melancholy, in which he described the psychological and social causes of depression, such as poverty, fear, and solitude. In his extensive work, he recommended diet, exercise, distraction, travel, purgatives, cleansers that purge the body of toxins, bloodletting, herbal remedies, music therapy, and even marriage as treatments for depression. You may not know this about me, but I recently got engaged, and that last prospect is really working for me. During the beginning of the Age of Enlightenment in the 18th and early 19th centuries, it was thought that depression was an inherited, unchangeable weakness of temperament, which led to the common thought that affected people should be shunned or locked up. As a result, most people with mental illnesses became homeless and poor, and some were committed directly to institutions. We still have institutions and residential treatment options, but we don't think of ourselves as condemning the mentally unwell to live lives of isolation anymore. There's a rising awareness about mental health care and diverse opportunities for support. But how welcoming are we as a congregation to people with mental health concerns? It's something to think about. The least we could do is not to shun them, but welcome them and include them, support, and engage with them. UU community minister and mental health advocate Barbara Myers reflects in her book entitled Held, Showing Up for Each Other's Mental Health. She says, mental illness is a spiritual problem as well as a psychiatric one. When people living with it experience existential doubts, they may ask questions like, why is this happening to me or to my loved one? These are spiritual as well as practical questions. Lack of an answer can undermine someone's faith in the divine or their belief in justice. Seeking answers to these questions involves a search for truth and meaning, such as we affirm in our fourth Unitarian Universalist principle. Because people ask these questions at a time of deep turmoil, the spiritual lessons learned through seeking their answers can have a profound impact on a person's life. I recently read a report that said that 1 in 4 people in your congregation is affected by mental illness. We now know that mental illnesses do not discriminate. They affect people from all races, creeds, income categories, and social classes. Stigma keeps people from sharing their stories with others in their circles, so they seldom get the same support people with other illnesses do. Mental illness has often been called the no casserole disease. No one sends food or brings you food when you're in recovery from mental health. It's true, unseen illnesses, such as mental health concerns and addiction in particular, are not things we typically make casseroles for. But why not? Maybe we need to rethink this. Dr. John Bozeman, a Christian minister and author of a book called The Care Revolution, writes that many churches today still believe that they are providing adequate pastoral care to their congregation. Looking a little closer, we discover that they are not, in reality, providing pastoral care, but only crisis care. This means that people usually have to face a crisis before they receive attention. And once the crisis appears to be over, so is the care. Nearly 3/4 of Americans say that they are overwhelmed by the number of problems facing the world today. Even more state that they feel as though the past 2 to 4 years has been a constant stream of crises. Suicide and suicidal behavior among youth and young adults is a major public health crisis. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among youth and young people aged 10 to 24. The rates have been rising for decades. And the truth is, more than half of people who seek outside help when they are in crisis turn first to their faith communities before they seek help from psychiatrists or psychologists or physicians. As a minister, I have been trained to be with you on your journeys and also to refer out when necessary. I'm trying to develop a list of local resources here in the area for those who are in need of mental health care on top of pastoral care. If we find that additional support for you is needed, I will continue to journey with you, but not in the same way that a mental health professional can. If you are in crisis, do not wait to get help. While we're on the subject of congregational support, I also want to throw in an extra plug for that pastoral care team that's in formation here at UUCY. In congregations like ours, a pastoral care team assembles dedicated, caring members of the congregation to act as an extension of the pastoral ministry of the minister herself. A pastoral care associate is a warm, caring person, an accepting person, a person who can respect confidentiality, an honest, authentic person who has grown through the challenges and pain of their own life, an active, interested, accessible member of UUCY who's ready to grow and learn. Does this sound like you or someone you know here at UUCY? Does it sound like someone who you'd like to be? Being a pastoral care associate is as much about growing and becoming this kind of person as it is about being this kind of person. There will be ongoing training opportunities year-round that are designed to facilitate this kind of development, as well as to foster a sense of group support among the team of pastoral care associates. When disaster strikes, when health concerns emerge, when unexpected or difficult life transitions happen, when someone dies, members of our pastoral care team are and will be trained to respond and provide help in the form of phone calls and emails, cards, personal visits, and practical care such as meals or rides, but most of all, a listening presence. The work of the pastoral care team is based on our Unitarian Universalist values, which affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, compassion in human relations, and the interdependent web of life which connects us all. If this sounds like something you'd like to become involved in here at UUCY, I invite you to join us for a pastoral care retreat on Saturday, October 26th. I will lead us in some guided discussion about the purpose and role and scope of the pastoral care team, as well as sharing my vision of our future together. If you already know you can't attend, but you'd still like to become involved, please reach out and we'll create some time to talk. If you perhaps have found your way to UUCY for the first time this morning, we warmly welcome you into our community exactly as you are and hope you find support here among us. You are not alone. The reading this morning that Shannon shared was excerpted from Kate Landis's book entitled Stubborn Grace, Faith, Mental Illness, and Demanding a Blessing. In that book, Landis also references the Dalai Lama's wisdom. The Dalai Lama says that when we make a mistake, we need to ask, can I love this too? Can I love all of me, even the peevish parts, even the insecure bits, the anxious bits? Because I can love my niece even when she sticks her hand in my cup of coffee and gets mad and hollers at me for it. It's easy. I don't expect her to be perfect or to know. Can I extend that understanding to myself? Can I love my anxiety too? My depression too? My desire to seem like I have my act together even when I'm freaking out? Can I love all of me? Can we love each other in a similar way? With grace and compassion, with love and care, patience and humility. Many may have heard the following quote: "Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercy now. Walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it." The source of these exact words is highly contested, but the wisdom most surely comes from the Jewish tradition, reminding us of our call as people of a Creator who cares for us, to do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly among each other. Not overwhelmed by the enormity of the work or the task at hand needing to complete it, but simply knowing that we cannot abandon it. We're here together. So I close today with a song that we may know here, but if we don't, I'm hoping that we learn it. It's by David Glasgow. We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. Amen.
How could anyone ever tell you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you were less than
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
I want to send you forth this morning with the words of Anna Bladel entitled, Blessing of the Precious Mess. Darling one, you precious mess, you exhausted, grieving, hollowed, hallowed, hallelujah of a human. Today, if even for a moment, may you feel your own heart beating, your own courageous cur, your chest rising and falling with breath, which is spirit, which is life force, keeping pulse, marking time, finding space. Regardless of how you are feeling, no matter what you are capable of or not, and just for a moment, may you find rest, a bit of ease, held in that sacred rhythm that cannot be without you, because you precious mess, have breath and heart and life force pulsing through you yet. Blessed be, may it be so. Go in peace. Please at the table.
For everyone born, a place at the table, to live without fear and simply to be, to work, to speak out, to win.